Hello everybody, welcome back to This Week at MBE. It's Sunday night. Me and Biggs doing a video, show you what's going on in the shop. Jimmy, what he just came across, that's a big block Chevy head that we're doing for another cylinder head company. So we're doing the machine work for them. They were having some issues with some tolerances and stuff, and they asked us to help them out, so we're doing that. And we have our own stuff over here, which is much better, so this is a much better deal here. So this is our new 8-degree cast small block Ford head. So this is for naturally aspirated only. I would not suggest putting this on anything else. We make a power adder version also. We also make a super late model version. So we have they're completely different cylinder heads. The guide locations, everything is different depending on the application. So this is an 8-degree head. It's canted 4 degrees on the intake. And this thing does flow 500 CFM on the intake. It's over 300 in the exhaust, but it's an oval port cylinder head, so it's got a lot of port energy. You can see here the port's not huge at all. So something like this would work anywhere from Australian Pro Stock. This would work just fine for that, where you don't even have to run a billet head. But Comp Eliminator, any of the NA classes, the NMC NA classes, this thing is mean. It is made for NA, high RPM. Even if you wanted to go big cubic inch and lower RPM, it'll work great for that. But it's a very, very efficient port in the thing. It's not overly large. So I'm really excited about this. 8-degree valve angle, not the 10-degree stuff and everything. So that helps all the mid-lift numbers because of that. And we can get the chamber down extremely small. So if you got something that's like 350 cubic inches, like in Comp Eliminator, we could get this thing down to 30 cc's, 28 cc's, the chamber volume. So you could run a flat top piston and still get 16-to-1 compression. And then, so we got more big 9s going over here. So we'll have these, I would say both of these sets will be machined by Tuesday. We'll have these done. And then we have a set of our LS 10 degrees right here using the dark casting that we get raw, just like we get all this stuff raw. So this is an NA version is what this is for. So these are just ready for valve job. And this is a sprint car. So these are for the 410 sprint cars. We got to put down nozzles on in these. Boy, it's actually been very successful. Years ago, Jason Myers won the championship using something similar to this. We got to work with him. That was a lot of fun, and always nice to be able to work with winners like Jason. So so we got another sprint car heads here. We're servicing a set of nitrous cylinder heads. They're small block port billet heads that we do. So it's another head that goes about 490 on a 1020 bench, so over 500 on a 600 bench. But this is the power adder version, so it has different chambers in it and things like that. You can tell all the fasteners holding the rocker bar on, but these are just in here to be serviced. So these are just about, actually I think we'll probably have those done Monday morning. They're just about finished. And then let's go back and let's go over here, Mr. Biggs. I don't know if anybody knows it. We update a bunch of these Sonny's Hemi heads, and you know, we understand that Sonny passed away, and he is very much missed. He was a great guy. I was very fortunate to be able to spend time with him. Yeah, pretty lucky, but he's sorely missed, to say the least. I think this is awesome. You know, this is a guy who was thinking out of the box. I mean, look at this thing. Look at the cylinder head. So, but we update a bunch of sets of these a year. So it's just another set that's in here. Ian's already done a bunch of the work, and we do chamber update, intake port, and exhaust port. It always makes a big difference. That's why we do so many, because we can make a difference on these. And then we got. It's just a set of conventional cylinder heads here that we're updating these for the customer. And sometimes we do updates. It's okay. We understand that if we do an update, then the customer doesn't have to buy rocker arms. You know, sometimes he doesn't have to buy valves. So there can be a lot of savings. Certainly not to buy the cylinder heads. So we do a lot of that, especially we do more of that, I would say, probably April through September. We do a bunch of that besides the new stuff. And then that's another set Bob's working on over here. This is over here. This is just the roughed out. It's just a roughed out version of our billet head, but we're doing a single dominator for this billet head. So we're doing a billet manifold, single dominator. We're really excited about it. All the things that we learned on the big 9 that work are going to go into that on the small block side. So we'll be able to offer that billet manifold on the billet cylinder heads, on our cast 11-degree cylinder heads, and we're also going to be able to fit it on our Dart 11-degree, our Dart LS 10-degree. So it'll fit. We're going to be able to make it fit on all of those. So I think it's pretty cool. It's really going to make a lot of power because that thing's been ridiculously successful. And A460 heads. Obviously, if you watch these videos, you see how many of these A460 heads that we do for the truck pull industry. And we love the truck pull industry. You know, it's one of the last things that is absolutely performance based. Yeah, so anyways, we love that kind of work. And that's why we have our own Chevrolet head that we do for the same class. So we got that Pro Stock class. It's either a 485 or a 500 cubic inch, and we have heads specifically made for that class. So this is so we get these without guide board, spring pockets and everything, so we've just roughed all this stuff in. This is op 1. This set is going to Tom Hammonds. You guys might recognize Tom Hammonds' name. He was went to Georgia Tech and then was a #1 draft choice in the MBE, but he's a huge drag racer. He used to race Pro Stock and everything else, and he's doing 2 sets of these for his NMCA car. So we're excited about that to be working with Tom. And then we sold another set of the 8 degrees, so these will be for that, because like we said, this is the CID forecasting that we get raw with nothing machined in it. So we make 3 different cylinder heads in this. They are all completely different. So like we talked about earlier, one for the power adder, the 12 degree, big port, big cubic inch, and then we have the 10 degree. That's for the super late models, a much smaller intake port, so it won't be lazy on restarts. And that thing always makes more even than our Chevrolet wedge stuff. It always makes more power, more torque. In some respects, the Ford's a better engine, you know, surprisingly. I know people probably don't want to hear that, but there's some things that are definitely better about the Ford. And of course, all the billet intakes right there. We always roll through those. So we have those in all the different deck heights. So we'll make a run of those. We're going to make another run of the we'll probably start machining the cast and the billet version of the A460 manifold, because we made a run of them and they're all gone. So we definitely have to put more in stock. I am surprised how popular that is, but it does make power, and the Ford guys typically don't have a very good manifold. So at least now they have an option. And as of right now, we are willing to sell that without cylinder heads. For years we never did, but it looks like I think we're going to open that up. So. Come here. So this is our own 24-degree casting that Brodex makes for us, so a conventional cylinder head. And we do not CNC port this. We designed this for the lower dollar guys to try and save them money. You know, not everything has to be so expensive. So what we did, we designed the casting so we don't have to CNC port it. So something like this will make more power than something that is CNC'd. Of course, we do the chambers, but then we put a 2.375 intake valve in it. We put an inch 850 exhaust in it. So it's just a lot of valve area, so these things will feed the bigger engines. So just remember, we do these. It's becoming more and more common. We just started advertising it. We're doing this ad, but we have another set to do already. So we'll talk about those probably in a week or two, because we'll be finishing those up. Okay, so but low dollar, but a lot of bang for your buck. So you can really get a nice set of heads for your big block Chevy here. And then we got the flow bench. So we're doing a Coyote model right now. It looks like we're gonna do 2 different versions depending on the classes. Please don't call. We're not ready to release this. We're still in the development phase of all of it. But we've already been doing flow testing. We've been doing a lot of work on it. So this will be available soon also. So,
say that again, the don't call.
Please don't call. We're not ready to sell yet. We will definitely let you know. This is, like I said, this is still in the infant phases, but infant phases means that we'll be finished with it here in probably about 3 or 4 months. So, and then we'll let everybody know and then call and we'll be ready for you. I just don't want to disappoint everybody, so it's just better if we don't do that. And then just all the stuff that we serviced. We got these Minor Brothers heads, so we've updated this set, we've updated that set. This is a repair job, so the engine builder sends them to us to do the repairs sometimes. Sometimes they don't want to send them to the original guy. I'm okay with that. We have no problem servicing all the heads. That's what we do here. We're here for engine builders and racers. That's what we're here for. And that's it. That's this week at MBE. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and have a great week.